People who work for massive corporations, what is a secret that the company tries to hide, but is actually common knowledge among the employees? 1. When Raising Cane's opens a new location, they use pieces of chicken that are much larger than the pieces of chicken they use after 6 months of the store being open. 2. The rule that all emails auto-delete after 30 days isn't there because storage is expensive. We're creating cover against regulators and discovery. 3. Banks increase your credit limit because they have studies showing most people will spend 50% of the increase immediately more debt. More money for them. 4. The rate at which American public schools graduate functionally illiterate students is accelerating each year. The U.S. is already experiencing dramatic downstream effects of this reality, but few people in the public sphere have acknowledged that, as a society, losing our ability to acquire knowledge and communicate effectively through reading and writing will have devastating consequences. 5. Not sure if this is what you're looking for. It's not really specific. But I work as software engineer at a Fortune 500. The software is basically held together by band-aids, hopes, and dreams. 6. There are incentives in place to hire internal candidates. Very often, the role you've spent hours preparing to interview for is already going to an internal candidate. 7. Fortune 500 companies are just as, or more, dysfunctional as a family-owned business being run by some who is just winging it. 8. If you're working for a 100K plus employees corpo, you're likely to really be working for a 20-people company within a company within a company. Everyone is fighting each another for budgets and exposure and whatever else these companies would normally be competing for. 9. I can't name the company because NDA, but if you call us to get help canceling a subscription, we're not allowed to mention a refund unless you ask for it. So ask for the refund. 10. Executives in the Fortune 100 realm often use voicemail over email. Since many states and federal courts prevent voice conversations from being searchable for discovery, they send voicemails back and forth. This is why a lot of larger companies do not allow their voicemail system to send audio or transcribed messages to email. Email is discoverable without the same protections. Just about all of the larger companies I've worked for has a top layer using voicemails to send messages to each other. 11. Kissing ass, social skill and following the right boss is more important than anything to climb corporate ladder. It's more corrupted than you would think. 12. I don't know if this is a secret, but it's very clear a solid 75 to 90% of employees at a given corporation are just trying to float by on the backs of the 10 to 25% of people actually doing the work, and those floaters aren't just C-level either. Them floaters be floating from the very bottom all the way to the top.